Alright, hello guys, welcome to another video. Today what we are going to learn is that how to create an ASP.web form and how to connect it with the database. The example we are going to learn is today this is the form and this is the database. This is the grid view. Inside the grid view is the database. For example, if we input some data, insert, yes, it works fine. So how we are going to do is what we are going to see today. So we open up your Visual Studio. I'm using Visual Studio 2017. File, new, project. We go to ASP.web application. Okay. Empty. Okay. So we wait until the project open up. Okay guys, so ASP NET has been opened up. So we have to create our web form. So right click on your name would be something 1 or 2 or it be some web application. Right click on it, add new item, click web form. Okay, this one will be, you can name it anything you want. Add okay guys, so this is the coding part. So we want the display, the design part. So here we are going to design the form. To design the form, we are going to create a table, click on table on top, insert table, and input a number of rows you want. We have 2 columns is enough. Click OK, and we have our rows and columns. So on the top we insert and title. Just merge the both cells over here to make it centralized. Web form with database, simple. Select it, to centralize it, bold it, and align to justify to center. Done. So here we are going to create the labels. For example, we have ID. In the database we can get the ID generated automatically, but here we are going to create manually. So the first one is ID, the second one is name, then we have age. Alright, so beside it we are going to have the text box. If you cannot see this toolbox, click view and click toolbox over here, it will pop up here. So the toolbox, under standard, you can find these all sorts of these elements. Click text box, you can drag and drop or just double click. I'm going to drag and drop it here so it aligns with the ID. Okay, first done. We put another one and another one. Okay, each one has its own text box 1 name, text box 2, text box 3. So below here we're going to insert and button. The button caption should be insert. The button, we click the button so we can see all its properties. To change its text we click under the text, we click it, and you can change the name as insert. Done. Alright, so guys, right now we have created our form, a simple form. For you it can be different, you can add many other items and labels and everything. So we want to create a database, so right click on this web application, add new item, go to Visual C# here and just scroll down, and you have to find this SQL Server database. Here you can give a different name for your database, but just I go with the default. So it will ask to create a folder, just give it yes. Yeah. Alright, the database has been created. Under folder we have the database. So in the database we have to create a table. So we are not going to create it here, we are going to create here called the Server Explorer. Same thing, if you cannot find the Server Explorer, you can find it under View. Over here we have the database, which is what if you give a different name, it will be different name. Database 1, just click on to the drop down, click the tables, right click it, add new table. So here we are going to create a table, the columns on the table. So here we will get the database part, the SQL server. So yeah, just let it load. We just change the name of the table because we might have an error if it's same name as table. We just change it to something, for example UT, any name can be fine. Alright, done. So here we are going to create our columns. So ID has been already created, which is the data type is int and it cannot be null. Don't leave it, don't click it. Go to the second column, give it the second name, which is name. Alright, data type will be auto generated. Okay, we can change the number of letters we can type. So the name we can give it around 20 digits. The third one will be age. Yes, we give it as int type. Alright, that's all. And here the most important part is to name the table, and plus we have to click this update. So this one what it does is whenever we change our table, the database table, we have to always update it, then only it will be refreshed and we'll be able to use in our program. So alright, it's updating. We have to wait until we get the green signal. Alright, we got the green signal, done. So we go to our web form. Here we are going to create an label. Go to the toolbox. This is just a message to indicate that to show that the data has been stored inside the database. So here we just leave the label text as it just change into message. Okay, and we change the color, maybe anything red or green or blue, whatever it is. We change the font color. Alright, we just go to some green, nice. Okay, now we have to connect now we have to insert the grid view to see the database. To do that, just minimize here in under the toolbox, minimize the standard and click this arrow on the data. Here we have to insert this SQL data source. This one is which connects the database to our grid view. So below this we are going to add a grid view also. Under the data itself you can find the grid view. Alright, grid view is add here. So we have to make the connection over here. Click this arrow over here, configure data source. Okay, our database is database 1. If you named it different, it would be that database. Next, connection string, you can change your name but just leave it as this one, the default thing. Next, here we have our table. We just click only this one because star means it's selecting everything. Next, here we can test it out whether it's working or not. Alright, our columns has been created, ID, name and age. Fine, everything works fine. Finish. Alright, database has been bind, and here on the data grid, on the grid view, we are going to connect this data source here. So we again click this arrow. On the choose data source, we have to click on the drop down list and select our SQL data source. Fine, it works. so we just changing our size and views. And here we have another option of click the auto format, so we can change the style of the grid view, different colors and everything. So yep, just go to black, yeah, apply, and okay. All right, our design has been everything done. Now we are going to go through the coding part. So here on the button, because when we click the insert button, only all this function works. It takes all the data from here and inserts here. Go to the insert, double click, all right, we are in to the coding. Here we have to add some, import some functions. So we are going to type using system dot data dot SQL client semicolon. Okay, again using system dot configuration semicolon, again using system dot data. All right, so we are importing some functions here. So over the public partial class, below the curly brackets, we are going to create this the database. We are going to open the database connection. So for that, we're going to type SQL connection you can give any name you want. I just give it as con equals new SQL connection, open brackets, configuration manager, we have a dot connection strings, open box brackets, yeah, open quotations. Here we are going to give the connection string name, which I left it as default, so it will be connection string. If you change your connection string name, you have to put your connection string name as same as that. And after the box brackets, put a dot connection string, all right, and a semicolon. So we have connected with the database. Okay, under the protected page load, we are going to open our database. So our database is con dot open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, done. So here we are going to do the insert function, which is we start by SQL command, cmd, just any name can be fine, new SQL command. Okay, open brackets, open quotations, insert into, we have to see our database name, sorry I already forgot it, which is UTBL. If you have a different name here, you have to put it over here, different name. So my one is UTBL values. Okay, open brackets again. Here we have this kind of a method, not a method but a rule. We have to use single quotation to, inside the both single quotation we have to have double quotations too, and we should have plus also. Inside the plus, two pluses only, we have to add our text box, the values from the text box .txt. So we depends on number of text boxes we have, list box, drop box, we have to keep on adding them. So the same thing, single quotation, double quotation, yeah, plus text box 2. So I have 3 text box, I have to add for 3 times. again comma, single quotation, double quotation, plus text box 3 dot text. Alright, so we're going to close this, comma, after the bracket and double quotation, con and a semicolon. Alright, our command is done almost. We enter, so we come here exactly. Here we type cmd dot execute non-query, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, done. Alright, then we close our database because the work is done. Open bracket, close bracket, semicolon, done. So okay, that's all. Now we are going to add the basic things only. So we're going to change the label message, so we have to take the label one.text equals to, we're going to give a message when the database successfully goes in, the data from the form goes inside the database, which is data has been inserted, done, semicolon. And we are going to take the grid view one dot data bind alright, semicolon. So we are closing, we're opening the connection, and here, depending on number of text boxes we have to give it as a null value, I think. Alright, same thing, text box 1, text box 2, text box 3 dot text. Alright, open quotation, semicolon. So far everything, we can build a solution to see if there's any problem going on. So if there's no error, I think it looks fine, so we give it some time. Alright, build was successful. Here my browser is Firefox. You can be anything else, maybe a Chrome or Edge, or it can be anything. You can select it from here also, web browsers. So I select as a Firefox and just run it up. Okay, it's loading up. Right, yeah, it takes a lot of time. Okay. Alright, we got our form display here. We have a form. The grid view doesn't display because we don't have any data inside. So we are going to insert some data. Name David. Age, which is 25, and we press the insert button, and ta-da, it works. The grid view with the data we insert here. Then we can go for another data. Jack. Insert, done, it works. Alright, thank you guys for watching my video. On my next video, on the same form, I'll add the delete button, update button, and the select button. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my video, leave a like and subscribe. Alright, thank you guys.